understanding relations, functions, domain, and range. This is a topic for term 1, week number 3. So what we're going to explore in this topic, we're going to have 5 sessions. So the learning competency, we have to identify the relations that are functions, determine domain and range and functions, and express relationships between variables as functions. So let's define first what a relation and a function is. A relation is any set of ordered pairs. Again, any set of ordered pairs. Pag sinabi naman ng function, function is a relation, okay? Is a relation where each input has exactly one output. So there must be one in each input, kailangan may isa lang tayong output. Okay? So, let's have a quick drill. So, in this part, I will display 5 ordered pairs on the board. So these are the 5 ordered pairs. And what you're going to do is to identify first the list of all the first values or the x. Okay, so as you can see, the x values are 1, 2, 3, 2, and 4. So these are the first value in this ordered pair. Okay, so in the left side. Now, we're going to list all the second values or the y values. We have 3, 5, 5, 7, or 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, so that's it. The second part is let us practice once again how to plot these coordinates in the Cartesian plane. So we have 1 and 3. So we have to move 1 unit to the right and 3 units upward. So we have this kind of plot. And the second coordinate points is 2 and 5. 2 units to the right and 5 units to 5 units upward. So this is how we plot these two coordinate points. And the third practice is we will evaluate 2x plus 1 when x is equal to 3. Let's try to evaluate. So we have 2x plus 1, and what we're going to do is we're going to change that x into 3. We're going to plug in the 3 inside the parentheses. So we have 2 times 3, that is going to be 6, plus 1, the answer must be 7. Okay, so that is the algebraic substitution. Very useful in the next part of our discussion. So, in the session 1, let us define what a function is. Okay, so here, the key idea, a function is a relationship in which each input or the x is paired with exactly one output or the y. So again, as the easiest way to understand it, bawat input has one and only one output. So here we have the input and output. This is the mapping diagram. As you can see in the input, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And the output is 2, 4, 6, 8. So wala naman na ulit sa input natin. Di ba? So that is an example of a function. So another example of a function or a not function is this. Again, pag sinabing function, every input has exactly one output. So ito yun. One, the input is 1, the output is A, the input is 2, the output is B, input 3, output is C. Okay? Again, wala ulit na ulit dito sa input natin. So again, pag ganyan, that is an example of a function. On the other hand, we have not a function. Bakit? Kasi nga, kapag ganito, at least one input has more than one output. No? Parang si 1, meron siyang A and B. Ganun din si 2, B rin siya. And then si 3, we have C. As you can see, si 1 na ulit, dalawa yung kanyang output, A at saka B. Pag ganyan na, that is not a function. So, again, I want you to remember that one input is has only one output. That's what makes it a function. Okay, so here, let's have a real life application of this topic. So this is the Jeepney Fair situation. And I want you to imagine you board a jeepney here in our barangay, and the driver charges 13 pesos for the first 4 kilometers and 1.5 for every additional kilometer. Okay? So I want to ask you, if I tell you the distance, can you tell me the exact fare? Sige, sagutin nga natin muna itong itong bagay na to. So, write on a board. So this is the distance. Again, the distance is uh, the fare ay nakadepende sa kung gaano kalayo yung pupuntahan ng jeep. For example, meron tayo ditong distance as our input, and our output is the fare. In the problem, sabi, if the first 4 kilometers is 13 pesos, what is the distance where we have 5 kilometers? Magkano yung pamasahe natin? Of course, ang sabi dito, magdadagdag tayo ng 1.5 for every additional kilometer. So 13 plus 1.5, that is going to be 14.5 or 50. Okay? Pag 6 kilometers naman, magdadagdag ulit tayo ng 1.5 kilometers ay pesos, that is 16 pesos. Then 7, additional 17.50 pesos na. Okay? So, now, may tanong ako eh. Is there ever one distance that gives two different fares? Of course, wala. Hindi pwede yun na yung same distance tapos dalawa yung sisingilin ng driver. Hindi ka papayag. Okay? So, now, when every input gives exactly one output, mathematicians call this a function. Okay? Bawat input, parang ganito yung sa mapping diagram, may kanya-kanyang output. Ang input is the distance, ang output is yung pamasahe. Okay? So, again, tandaan natin yung function definition, exactly one fare. Bawat distance ay may kanya-kanyang pamasahe. Okay? So, again, the formal way to define it is a function is a relation in which every element of the domain is paired with exactly one element of the range. Okay? So again, may bago na naman word dito, the domain and range. Ano nga ba yung domain at saka range? Domain is all inputs or yung mga x values natin or the first values o yung mga x. Range is all outputs o kaya naman yung mga y values natin. So, ni-represent siya as y. Daan, exactly one lang siya. Rule of thumb, each input is one and only one output. Understood? So, now, I'm going to give you a set A, set B, ordered pairs. Here is how we map it to the diagram. So, in the left side, we have the input. Right side, we have the output. So, we have 1, 2, 1 is the input, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You notice how we write it in the mapping diagram? That is the format. By the way, may naulit ba sa input? Wala. So that is a function. Ganun naman dito, this is not a function. Why? Because as you can see in the mapping diagram, merong naulit na input. Bawal kasi maulit yung input. So that is not a function. So let's proceed. So here we have to identify whether that is a function or not. Okay? Kung meron kang katabi, no? Hanap ka ng katabi mo. The first pair will identify the first three sets, whether that is a function or not. Sabihin mo lang naman, this relation is or is not a function because every input maps to or does not map to exactly one output. So the first set of coordinates we have 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8. So the ordered pairs is 1, 2, 2, 4, 3, 6, and 4, 8. Question, is that a function? Yes, that is a function. Okay? As you can see, walang maulit sa lahat ng mga x values dyan. So, say 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5. Is that a function? Yes, definitely. That is a function. Wala rin naulit sa input natin or yung x natin. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, negative 2. 1, 0, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3. Is that a function? Definitely, that is a function. Kahit may negative dyan, eh wala naman siyang kaparehas dito sa mga susunod na ordered pairs natin. Okay? So that is a function. What about this number 4? Is this a function? 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 6. Okay, that is not a function. Okay? So that is not a function. Why? Because yung 1 ay naulit. So, how about number 5? 2, 1, 3, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6. Okay? Is that a function? Definitely not. That is not a function. Naulit si 3. Number 6, 1, 2, 2, 4, 2, 6, 3, 8. That is not a function because naulit-ulit si 2. Okay? So, alam niyo na kung paano mag-identify ng function or not. May tanong ako sa inyo. Can two different inputs share the same output and still be a function? The answer is yes. Okay? So, yung input natin, kunyari, different input sila at may isang output, pwede yun. Okay? Because many to one is allowed. Ang bawal lang naman is one input tas may many output siya. Bawal yun. Okay? What is the one thing that disqualifies a relation from being a function? One input having two different outputs. Again, disqualify natin yan as a function kapag kami yung isang input ay may dalawang different outputs. Again, a function has exactly one output for each input. So let's have to close this one. I want you to identify the answer for this one, number one or three items. You can write it in your notebook, practice it, research on it. So the question one is 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 a function? Write yes or no and give a one sentence reason. What is the domain of 1, 3, 2, 5, 4, 7? Write it as this format. Okay, so may curly braces siya or curly bracket. So that's how we write the domain. Complete the sentence. A function is different from a relation because you have to provide it. Okay, so write it on your notebook. We will check on that in the classroom. See you sa ating classroom. I hope you learned the first session. The next lesson, we're going to learn about the continuation of our topic.